My first week in office, I withdrew from the job-wrecking Trans-Pacific Partnership, which would have destroyed the auto industry. I don't know. I never asked you about that, Bill. I mean, I think you agree. Oh, you do? Would you please stand up and just nod that you agree? That's your industry, Bill, would have been destroyed had that deal gone through. And not only yours, by the way, but other countries would have been very happy. So I don't know. I don't know how the hell these unions aren't endorsing Trump instead of the standard Democrat. A Democrat that doesn't even know where he is.
Do we have, doesn't know where he is? He knows where he is. He's like eight percentage points ahead of you in a Fox News poll. He's way ahead of you with senior citizens.
Yeah. He doesn't see you behind him, but, you know that's what happens.
And, boy,
when you're in front.
Again, this is the thing. So this is the problem for the Trump campaign, and it's a real problem. If he tries to say something like that Biden doesn't know where he is, well, there are hours of video clips of Donald Trump walking around confused.
Oh, right.
Just wandering around, looking every bit as baffled and confused as Joe Biden on his worst days.
Well, a lot of people see the response to the coronavirus as completely baffling.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if you want to talk about the coronavirus, the same time that Donald Trump was saying it was just one person coming in from China and it would go away, Joe Biden was writing op-eds in the USA Today saying, we are not prepared for this. Donald Trump is not prepared for this pandemic. And he needs to listen to his doctors. He needs to listen to his scientists. He needs to let them speak and help us in this crisis. Donald Trump, even a month later, was saying it's only 11 people, soon it'll be down to 0. We're moving towards 100,000 dead. So we can't really talk about Joe Biden not knowing where he is. And then we're bringing up China here, and there's some people that have said, oh, maybe we're going to say that Biden is too soft on China. Here's a guy, and I just saw this tweet. Donald Trump's repeated fulsome praise of Mr. Xi as a, quote, brilliant leader and a, quote, great man came in 2018 and 2019. Of course, in 2020, in January, around the same time Joe Biden was saying we weren't prepared for the coming pandemic, that's when Donald Trump was praising President Xi and saying what a great job he had been doing handling this coronavirus. And the people of the United States thanked him for his, quote, transparency. So again, another problem. They're going to have to find another tact other than the doddering tact, because that goes back at them. They can't attack him on China because that goes back on him. They're going to have to work a little harder, because these polls won't get better if he doesn't figure out a better way to contrast himself with the Democratic candidate, because elections are all about contrast, and he can't contrast on being a doddering guy in his 70s. It doesn't work for Donald Trump. Too many clips out there, and
they happen every day.
Can't actually use it on China either.
We'll talk about not knowing where he is. That, what you just saw, was President Trump during his speech yesterday at a Ford plant in Michigan, slamming the United Auto Workers Union for its endorsement of Joe Biden. Last month, the UAW's board announced its endorsement of the former vice president. Joining us.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.